American 65, can't tell runway 4 left short and line up and wait.
American 65, 4 left short, line up and wait.
Hello everybody, I'm DerTebbers. Welcome to Wichita, Kansas at the Beechcraft facility aboard our Beechcraft T-6 Texan 2. This is Miss Texas. This is one of many that you get. It's part of the Mega Pack. These are Iris aircraft. These are former Payware aircraft. They are very nice aircraft. How nice are these aircraft? I'm going to start with Shift 1. This usually gives me a big panel, right? No, not here. These are Iris aircraft. I want canopy cover. I want prop ties on. I want intake cover. I want some wheel chocks on there. Look at that. I have an aircraft that looks like it's sitting cold and dark. Is that not awesome? I can remove all those things if I want. I can have a realistic engine or a perishable crew. Both of these would be if you want hardcore series, basically, is what you're looking at. These are nice aircraft, beautifully modeled inside and out. We're going to go ahead and open the cockpit just to show, look at that. Even from the inside the cockpit, they even action the lever so that when it closes, doink, that is awesome. Let's start her up. Here comes that turbine. This is powered by one Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A-68 turboprop. She produces 1,100 shaft horsepower. Here we go. Now this aircraft happens to come with the external tanks. There are models of this in the pack that come without the external tanks. External tanks means you have a reduced G-force that this aircraft should ever be subjected to. We got plenty of flap there. We can add as much as we want. We're not going to need much, so I'm just going to go with one notch of flap. I love these extra views like this. All right, where is our engine? All right, looks like we are good to go. All right, so we have all kinds of buttons that we can play with. Let's play with a few of them. So they all have the hover. I can fuel balance, manual auto. I've got, that's my avionics master. I mean, pitot heat. You really are looking at an aircraft that this is modeled. Is this maybe where my lights are? Yep. I don't need landing lights or taxi lights. Strobe on. Nav on. Unknown. Trim disconnect. Who would put trim disconnect on this, you know? Hide control stick. Boop. Boop. So instead of arming your ejection seat, you're hiding the control stick. This allows you access to your radios and other equipment that's hiding behind the control stick, or you can leave the control stick on if you're the type of person who likes to see the control stick. All right. I'm going to ignore my master warnings, which is not a good idea. You shouldn't do that, but we are. I turn up the engine because I love the sound of this engine. Woo, that's not, okay, that's a tail strike. I thought I was going fast enough. Apparently not. Up. Where are we? There we go. Okay, we should have some vertical speed here in a moment. There we go. Nice retract on that landing gear. Retract those flaps. And now we're clean. And we're going to crash if we're not careful. Now this aircraft will let you throw it around very nicely. Where is the T-6 Texan? Well, when we think of the Texan, we think of the World War II Texan, which was a flight trainer. Well, this is also a flight trainer. It's a single-engine turboprop that's built by the Raytheon Beechcraft Corporation. It's based on the Pilatus PC-9. Anyone who knows Pilatus aircraft would immediately say, wait a minute, there, this is a Pilatus, but it's only based on the Pilatus. Loosely? No, completely. It's used by the United States Air Force for basic pilot training, the United States Navy for primary and intermediate joint naval flight officer and Air Force Combat Systems Officer training. It's also used by several other militaries. It's modified significantly by Beechcraft in order to enter the Joint Primary Aircraft Training System competition in the 1990s. Remembering that a lot of times in the United States here, we like to say, oh, the aircraft has to be American made or has to have so many American components or whatnot. So this aircraft was modified to meet those requirements. However, as with anything military, additional requirements and conflicts between the Air Force and the Navy resulted in delays, cost increases. It was going to cost $3.9 million per aircraft. It ended up costing $6 million per aircraft. And a completely new aircraft is 22% or 1,100 pounds heavier than a Pilatus. It doesn't have nearly the lightweight performance characteristics of a Pilatus because it's heavier. Gotta be careful, I got drop tanks on here. How bad was this whole thing? How bad? Well, it was so bad that April 9th, 2007, the Department of Defense released their Selected Acquisition Report. It reported that this T-6 JPATS program was one of only 8 programs cited for congressional notification for having a 25 to 50% cost overrun over the initial estimate. Think about this for a second. We're talking about the United States Department of Defense, the one department in the United States who doesn't actually use a budget, says this is one of only 8 programs that is so badly over budget, they needed to tell Congress. Is that not crazy? But this is a fun little aircraft. This is a cool little aircraft. And because it's an ex-Iris aircraft, it performs wonderfully. I've had this aircraft for a little bit because it came in the mega pack that included the F-15. And I enjoy flying this aircraft. The F-15 is just absolutely amazing. This aircraft really has a nice feel to it. I enjoy just playing around with it, flying from one place to another. It's a lot of fun. Crew is 1 person with 1 passenger. Our cruise speed would be 320 miles an hour. That's 515 kilometers an hour. We're going to crash. Okay. Yeah, we crashed. Cruise speed is 320 miles per hour. The never exceed speed is 364 miles an hour. That is 586 kilometers an hour. And her range is 1,036 miles. That's about 1,667 kilometers. This is an amazing aircraft. When you remember, this aircraft is in the same mega pack as that F-15 Eagle I did, which is also an ex-Iris payware aircraft. Makes that mega pack worth downloading just for these 2 aircraft. This is a beautiful, fun plane. Totally worth it in your hangar. It does require you to pay attention because you will destroy the aircraft, as I proved. Let's see what other buttons there are. We know what 1 is. 2 gives us our autopilot, and that's it. That's it. This aircraft is designed so that you're going to do everything here in Cockpit, playing with all these buttons that you have around you. There's no GPS, none of that. It's all going to be handled here. Here's your flight plan loading system right here. Again, completely done in Cockpit, which is an amazing thing. And it's a great way to train yourself on how to fly an aircraft properly because you don't have all of the extras that you get in something like, well, the in-game planes that have extra features on them. So there you go. This is the Beechcraft T-6 Texan 2. It is part of the Air Force and the Navy Mega Pack. I will link both Mega Packs down below. Maybe. I might just do the Air Force one. Again, with the Air Force one, you also get the F-15 Eagle from Iris, which is also just a superb aircraft and a lot of fun to play with. I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Flight Simulator Plane Spotlight with Crash of the Beechcraft T-6 Texan 2. Until next time, happy flying, everybody.
Good evening, ATO 101 Heavy.
ATO 101 Heavy, good afternoon. Wind 0908, 48, split to land.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant